let's just do a quick infomercial for this. This is the new edition of Fantastic Four Grand Design, and boy, is it a beauty. The printing is amazing. I don't know if like print technology, has gotten just that much better in 2025 as opposed to, I think it was 2019 when it came out. But this looks spectacular. It's a different paper stock, so that might be why. But the images are just so incredibly crisp, and like this is spot on what it looked like on the screen as I was working on it. It really, it's got this really nice, airy quality to it. That's just, I'm just very happy with how it turned out. Yeah, because it had come out in a couple different versions.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and so when it was coming out in a trade paperback, I thought, okay, yeah, sure, why not? But after I actually saw it in person, I was like, kind of blown away. So
I'll be picking this up as well too.
Cool. Yeah, it's worth. I mean, if you already have the comic, I think it's worth picking up this version.
It looks sharp as hell, man.
Thanks. And if you don't have it, all the more reason. This is it. Read it and get yourself caught up with everything you need to know to enjoy the upcoming Fantastic Four movie.
Oh, and the director was perusing that in the
the director owns a copy of the large version. I think the director owns a copy of the Spanish language version.
This has
in Spain.
New comic smell to it.
Yeah, it's got
it smells great.
Yeah, it's got that. I think when you have these sort of glossier ones, the smell is kind of like getting your photos back from like the 24-hour photo place.
Yes, I love it. Congrats on that.
Oh, thanks.
And brilliant comic.
Thank you.
I've gifted that comic. People have received that and loved it. So I probably gifted like 5 copies of the large one.
Well done, you.
And I'm not kidding.
Oh, that's awesome.
I need a copy now.
Okay,
of that.
cool.
I'm gonna get it.
So that's it. That's the infomercial.
I channel Ron Popeil.
We need to get some Ron Popeil sweaters.
Hell yeah, dude! I was on the Ronco site yesterday.
Okay.
Because like I was telling someone about Ron Popeil. They had no idea he existed.
Yeah, Ron Popeil. Yeah.
Like
I guess the sweater I'm thinking of isn't Ron Popeil. It's like the guy who hosted the Ron Popeil infomercials, because it would be called Amazing Discoveries, and it would be like a fake TV show.
Oh,
It was this guy with like glasses and like this colorful sweater, and he'd interview. And then I remember there were competing infomercials. So Amazing Discoveries was like the original, where they would debut the Popeil products, but then they had Incredible Breakthroughs.
Tom, in college, I did for some reason I did this report on Ron Popeil.
Oh, nice. He's an important guy.
And I broke, it was like I was crying, laughing. Like people are like, this guy's out of his mind, and I'm just laughing at myself talking about Ron Popeil.
How about the Juice Man? Do you remember the Juice Man?
No, I don't remember the Juice.
If you don't remember the Juice Man, you might remember the In Living Color Jim Carrey spoof of the Juice Man. But the real Juice Man was like even funnier. He was even more outlandish than the Jim Carrey one. In this Juice Man one, there's like one part. Well, he talks about how his kids drink so much of this stuff that like if you give them soda, they can't stand it and stuff. But
dude, I must have seen it because I remember that
part.
Part.
And he's like, you just put the whole thing in. You put the seeds and everything. You just put the whole apple in, the whole fruit or whatever. And then and I'll have like people come up from the audience to try it, and then this lady comes up from the audience and she's taking a sip, and he's like, and that's a diuretic, as she's drinking it, and I'll picture her like doing a spit take or something. Now, I mean, when I was when I was a kid and I saw it, I didn't know what a diuretic was, but it sounded like diarrhea, so I thought she'd like immediately start shitting herself. But what a diuretic really isn't like it's still kind of like a funny thing to say to
It
some.
is.
It's like, okay, you're about to piss your pants. like you kind of spring that on somebody as they're drinking it. You kind of let them know in advance and say he's like, and that's a diuretic.
And then she runs. It says the John. She goes in and it lights up occupy.
No, you just see a circle, expanding on her white pants. Now that's a diuretic.
She's like,
That's our new T-shirt to sell on our T-shirt shop. Is like a picture of the Juice Man. Say, now that's a diuretic. When Pee Wee Herman did his like new stage show, it was like his big comeback, and he did a big like Broadway show. It was pretty similar to like his old show, with some updates and stuff like that. But one of the new characters was ShamWow,
oh,
which I thought was like a great addition. Did you ever see that?
no.
Oh,
I
you got to
haven't
see
seen that.
it. Yeah. He created like a new special, and then they did like they filmed it and put it on Netflix or something. But ShamWow was in it, so it was like this talking ShamWow. Good on you, Pee Wee.
Yeah.
Like kind of updating the act a little bit.
Well, there's the Flex Seal guy too, cutting his boat in half. Then he like seals it back up with Flex Seal.
Mm-hmm. I remember a lot of them were about like flipping homes. A lot of them were like real estate, and they'd say real estate stuff, and they're like, you were supposed to like scan the obituaries like some kind of grifter, and then show up at somebody. Now that's a motivated seller because she wants to sell it a little more than your average person.
You're at the funeral, like you're like lurking in the crowd. Right?
Yeah, it's like an ambulance chaser. You want to sell your home?
Sorry, ma'am, you have like flowers.
Yeah.
Like you would see stuff for like timeshares. Mm-hmm. And more recently, we've talked about on the show multiple times, Tom Selleck's reverse mortgages.
Mm-hmm. The golden age of infomercials. I mean, I remember when infomercials first started and like watching one and kind of like, wait, this doesn't seem like a real show. Mm-mm. But I enjoyed the infomercials because that was also the time when at a certain hour, there'd just be no more TV. So it's the summer, you can stay up as late as you want, and you want to just watch TV all night long, and then all of a sudden nothing's on. So like when that started, it's like, okay, at least there's something to watch.
Me too. Like I would do the same thing. I'm like, this is all I'm getting.
Yeah, this is the only option.
And then you would know what you're in for when it said this is a paid program.
Yeah.
So I'm like gearing up for the infomercial. And like Ronco is still flying. There's his core products down there. He's got the rotisserie oven.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
The dehydrator.
The food dehydrator. I remember that because on the infomercial, they put all this like great food in there. Like he put these like thick steaks in there, and it's like, wait, who wants like a dried up? You got these steaks. Why do you want to turn them into shit? Yeah, turn them into leather. But that was for me, that was the first time I'd ever heard of turkey jerky. That was like the big takeaway of that one was turkey jerky. Turkey jerky.
I tried to talk my parents into getting one because they said make your own fruit roll-ups at home, and they poured this like pink slop in there, and then and I was like, oh my god, unlimited fruit roll-ups.
Yeah, never-ending supply of fruit roll-ups. Just like take all the jars of jelly in your refrigerator and just dump them into this.
That didn't they never got that, but I tried to.
Yeah, there were also those like a lot of them were sort of like these food irons. I mean, the most successful one being the George Foreman grill, but there was these food irons where you'd make like a grilled cheese and tomato or something, like, and put it in, put the cheese in the thing, and then you fold it over, and then you open it up. It's this like hot pocket, or it'll turn stuff into hot pockets.
There's the slap chop. Do you remember that one? It like triggers the same thing that like when you're playing Trouble, that like Pop-O-Matic. Yeah. He was like, yeah, you just put vegetables in. And he was like whacking this like thing. You just slap it and it cuts the vegetables up.
Oh yeah, that's the other. They'd have like these catchphrases, and then they'd make the audience say them. So I think the food dehydrator was set it and forget it. And the whole audience says it.
It's like his like that's still on the website.
Is it?
Yeah, there's the Pocket Fisherman.
The Pocket Fisherman, and then Mr. Microphone, I think was like the beginning of his empire, was Mr. Microphone.
I never saw Mr. Microphone. I gotta check that out.
I mean, maybe he invented Mr. Microphone like as sort of a freelancer for somebody else before he started his own company. I don't know, but yeah, Mr. Microphone was the big one. You know, and now we all have like, this is Mr. Microphone.
Mr. Microphone.
But yeah, Mr. Microphone was like, I had a friend who had it. We never managed to get it to work, but you were supposed to tune your radio to like this certain channel, like real low on the dial that like didn't have a signal, and then you talk into Mr. Microphone and it would come through your radio.
Well, Ron Popeil got me thinking about like inventing stuff, because like,
sure.
Because he had this one product. I swear, I didn't hallucinate it, but it was like basically it was a raft for a pool that you hung in your garage. It was like a one-person raft, and it was hanging there. It said like Ronco on it, so that the other car wouldn't like ding your car.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, what household object can I turn into something else?
Right, yeah, the fact that he looked at a raft and said, okay, here's something else you can do with it. What was the Pocket Fisherman? Like, I know that name. I've heard that name a bunch of times.
It's a fishing pole, but I don't know what else it does.
Okay. So it's a fishing pole that can fit in your pocket, and then what, you take it out and it's like a antenna or something. It expands.
Let's take a look at this, like, because when I'm seeing the pictures, it looks like it looks like it's like this big.
Okay,
like
it's not. Yeah, what kind of pocket do you have? It was invented like during like the 90s or so, like when when like big, huge pants were like.
Yeah, it's like in small print it says only works with Jinko jeans.
Right. Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah,
that's like a dustbuster.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's not what I was picturing. I was picturing like a pocket knife, like that kind of thing, like a Swiss Army knife or something, and you go do some stuff with it, and all of a sudden you have a fishing pole.
Yeah, you could only hide these in your Jinkos.
Yeah, your jumpsuit.
The Pocket Fisherman. I have a dustbuster on one side, and the Pocket Fisherman. Rest in peace, Ron Popeil. Like, I was looking at his IMDb, and it said the X-Files. And I was like, oh my God. And then I look, and it was just, he was on television in the background.
Yeah, because that, just you saying that did get my imagination going. And I was picturing like, like, where did he get all these amazing ideas from? It's actually like aliens. Yeah, this is like technology from other planets that he was told.
A good idea for like a sketch. Like some infomercial guy.
Yeah, because it's all that like, how did they build the pyramids, stuff like that, and it's like, how did Ron Popeil come up with all his great ideas?
Chariots of the Gods, instead of giving us like super technology, they give us the rotisserie oven. It's like the aliens. They're gonna like.
The food dehydrator started out as like a weapon. It was like a death ray.
Yeah, it's like, wow, our civilization's gonna expand, and then they're like, here, it's a Pocket Fisherman. I'm like, what is this piece of shit?
Mr. Microphone was a mind control device. I'm Tom Scholey, author of Fantastic Four Grand Design, now in a new, gorgeous trade paperback edition. Run, don't walk to your local comic book store and pick up a copy.
I'm Matt Zioli.
And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Yeah, you might catch us watching some late night television.